I'm Sandrina Matto. If this is your first time on this channel and you want to learn everything about what it's like to work, eat, sleep, live, play in Toronto, make sure you tap that subscribe button and click the bell so you're notified every time we do a new video. And honestly, we get so many phone calls and emails and texts every day from people moving here. We love it. So if you're thinking about moving anywhere in the Toronto area, make sure you give us a call, shoot us an email, or hit the Calendly link below to book an appointment. Days, nights, weekends, we got your back if you're moving to Toronto. Hey, I'm Sandrina Matto, and I've been getting a lot of questions about assignment deals. So what is an assignment deal? Let's start there. So an assignment deal is you've agreed to an agreement of purchase and sale with a seller, whether it's pre-construction or if it's resale. Okay, so a house that was built in the 60s, somebody's selling it, you have an APS, agreement of purchase and sale. So now you have a document, okay? It's a contract. Contract law in Canada is very serious. So now all of a sudden you can't close on the property or don't want to. So, or you want to just flip it and make a profit. So you want to sell that agreement, okay? You're going to assign the agreement to your buyer, which means they can't change anything in that signed, sealed, delivered APS, right? So everything that you've negotiated with the seller stands. Now you're going to assign it to another buyer potentially, and you're either going to try to make a profit or just get out of the deal without getting sued. We've seen that lately. Now, historically, you think of assignment sales for pre-construction, for example, and in Toronto over the last couple of decades, people have made a ton of money with pre-construction and never even closing on it and just flipping it through an assignment. And then that could flip again. So there's been a lot of money changing hands, and that's cool. But now we're seeing some people who purchased a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and now no longer qualify for the mortgage, or their lives changed, right? Like they're moving somewhere else and they can't move in, or lost their job, or whatever. But a lot of people don't qualify for the mortgage now because the interest rates and the stress test. So, or they did something, they had bad advice and they went out and they got a very expensive car loan, and that reduced their total debt ratios, which the lender doesn't like to see. So now they have to get rid of this agreement, right? Otherwise they're going to get sued and suffer a lot of penalties. Like, this is serious stuff. So we're seeing that more and more. The problem is a lot of sellers of their agreement don't really understand it, okay? And the buyers maybe don't understand it either. So in a nutshell, when you are going to sell your agreement, you're going to have an assignment sale. If you bought pre-construction or even resale, you have to make sure that you have the right to assign this deal, okay? You also want to make sure that you don't fall within the timing of that no flipping tax that was introduced recently, because that could affect you substantially if there's a profit, okay? So what you're going to disclose to the buyer, let's assume you have the right to assign. There might be a fee involved, okay? So read your contract. Of course, I hope, sincerely hope, that you took your deal to a lawyer during the conditional period. If it was pre-construction condo, you got a 10-day cooling off period. During that time, you take that contract to your lawyer, and you choose a lawyer who is familiar with pre-construction deals, because every contract's different. Every contract is different. Same builder, different projects, different contracts. So it's very important that you find somebody that can look at the legal end of things and explain everything to you. So one of the things is you may have the right to assign, but it's going to come at a fee. $10,000, $15,000, $5,000, whatever it is. Sometimes you can negotiate that when you're buying. So another reason to bring it to a savvy lawyer. The other thing that you might want to look into and make sure that you understand the ramifications of this is whether or not you have the right to promote this to the public online, including MLS, but not exclusive. So you can't even put it on your own website, for example, to sell this. If it says that in there, there might be some serious ramifications, which, for example, might put you in breach of contract, and you could lose your entire down payment. That would be dreadful, because usually the down payments are substantial. I'm talking $100,000, $200,000 of your hard-earned money. when you are going to sell, this buyer's going to want to know how much you're asking. They also want to know, and they have a right to know, what the original agreement of purchase and sale, what the price was that you agreed on. How much did you pay for upgrades? Did you buy a parking spot and locker? How much did you pay? Can you prove that you've paid those amounts, or are those still outstanding to be paid on closing? How much is the interim occupancy fee? So once you take possession, builder says, okay, you've got, you're going to get the keys tomorrow, 30 days from now, and you're going to move in. And the interim occupancy fee is, $1,500 a month. That should be in your contract, how much it's going to be. And the buyer wants to know, because if you guys agree that they're going to move in once you get possession of the suite, they have to pay that interim occupancy fee. So they have to know exactly financially what they're in for, right? Other caveats, other stuff in the agreement of purchase and sale, you're going to have to hand over a copy, a true copy of your agreement, so that the buyer knows exactly what you're selling and exactly what they could be buying. Now, like I said, this could be on a resale. So you bought Stella's house, and Stella's house, she's been living there for 5 years, and the house was built in 1980. It doesn't matter. You can still assign that sale if you have permission. So you bought the house from Stella, and Jane is your potential buyer. So you paid $1 million, or you agreed to pay Stella $1 million for her property. And now you're trying to sell it to Jane for 1.2. Who gets that extra $200,000? Where does it go? Does it go to Stella? No, it goes to you. Stella still gets $1 million. So Stella may not, if she has the right to turn down an assignment, like not give you the right to assign, she might say no. Okay, so before you do anything, you want to make sure that you know who is going to be able to grant you the right. Do you have to request the right, or do you already have the right to assign? So that's just assignment sales in a nutshell. There's a lot more to know about that. Please don't go in blind, whether you're buying or selling. And I'm here for you if you have questions. Thanks.